Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys what I am doing for Homeschool Preschool. We just started this week. It's our first week. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to do kind of like a letter of the week curriculum up until the middle of July. And then I am going to be working on then a new letter of the week with her. But that one is going to be more concentrated on actual handwriting and things. Right now it's going to be a letter recognition, activities, just to kind of get her mind moving on a regular basis so that she can start kind of holding on to all the stuff that I'm teaching her. So I just want to go over all the crafts and stuff that we did this week for the letter A. And I'm hoping to show you guys like every week what I've done. Excuse me. Hopefully I can. It's just the weeks kind of get crammed together and we had a really last minute stuff this week. So anyways, sorry for the mess back here. I am doing a bunch of kind of reorganizing of all of our craft stuff because this week we went through a ton of craft stuff and I had stuff everywhere and I was not quite that organized. So I'm hoping that as the weeks go on, I can get into more of a routine and then I don't have stuff sitting everywhere. So that is that. And then here from a previous video, you guys have seen that I have these day of the week boxes. This is where I'm keeping everything for each day. I have it separated out. So right now we're just going to be using Monday through Thursday. Friday is going to be our review day. It's also going to be the day that we go to the library, get some new books for the next week, and also just kind of mostly a review day. It's just going to have kind of review activities, more, you know, some fun stuff, whatever I kind of find to put in there that has to do with whatever letter we're working on. So as you can see, I've got some of our A stuff up on top here, and then I've just started packing up B boxes for next week. So these two are already packed with all the projects and the books that we're going to read. And then I just have to do Wednesday and Thursday. So to start off with, we have these here. These are supposed to be aliens. We did not get to finish them earlier because my daughter put so much paint on the piece of paper that they've taken hours to dry. So we'll have to finish those because she wants to hang them up with all the rest of her projects that she's hung up on her strings here. So those are aliens. And then right here is the alligator that she made. I did help her with some of the gluing and taping stuff because she's not very good at that yet. But most of the rest of the project she's done. This is an acorn and made out of a paper bag with some newspaper on the inside and then a stick. I actually collected a few like outdoor stuff a couple months ago and stored them away for projects because where we live, we get a lot of winter, we get a lot of snow, we get a lot of cold, so I don't have the option to go out any day I want to pick up like outdoor sticks, leaves, anything like that. So I get it kind of in the summertime and store it away so we can use it for later because right now we have a couple feet of snow on the ground, so there's no way for me to pick out anything for us to do projects with. So anyways, just a little disclaimer there. And then so I will show you the activities we did. Here we did an A turned into an alligator with just some construction paper, but you could use tissue paper too if you wanted to. This one here is an acorn, hand acorns sitting in the grass. My daughter wanted to keep her fingers spread out, so that's how we did that. And then she colored the top of the acorns as well. And then I just write on each one kind of what it is so we can kind of remember, you know, so she can start to remember. And then here we have a paper plate apple. Pretty simple. She likes to paint. She loves to use a lot of paint when she's painting. So we go through a lot of paint here. Here you can kind of see with the light, sorry. This is supposed to be an astronaut. I told her to color in the face and this is what she did. So that is the astronaut's face. And then I just kind of helped cut out these things and then she glued everything on there, but in the letter A. And then here, obviously another A, and this is an anthill. We used the letter A is underneath, I drew it, and then she glued on brown construction paper, and then we used her thumbprint to make the ants, and then she just colored little legs on each of the ants. And this here is actually apple painting. I cut an apple in half, and then we got green, yellow, and red paint, and then she just painted with the apples. Didn't quite turn out how I thought it would because the apples soaked up a ton of the paint, but she still had fun with it, so we're going to go with that. And then on this string here, we did another acorn. This one is made out of leaves and the tops off of acorns. We glued everything. This one took a really long time to dry because I had to put a lot of glue so that they would stay on the piece of paper. Here we have a sun catcher made out of construction paper outside and then tissue paper in the middle, and then I just put the contact paper over the top. So when the sun hits it, you see kind of all the colors. Here we have, can't kind of see, is an alien. We just made this today because we had gotten behind this week, so we had to finish our A today. But this is her alien, and it's made out of paper plate, tissue paper, and then just some other paper, and she colored in the eyes, and then we put a pipe cleaner on top. Here is an ant that we made that's on one of those really big popsicle sticks, so it's supposed to be kind of like a puppet. And then here's another one of the apple paintings. So that is everything that we did for the A. I'm also going to show you this bucket here. So I will show you here. My daughter's made a mess on the table, but hopefully you guys will be able to see. I'm going to show you guys these in another video more in depth. But I also have these little letter sound buckets that I created. One for each letter that has stuff that starts with a letter in there. And she uses this in the sensory bucket. So on Fridays when she gets a sensory bucket, or this week she got the sensory bucket a couple other times because she really wanted to play in there. So then I put all these in there, and then we review what each item is and what the letter is, and it just makes it fun so she can really remember the letter. So I use those in the sensory bucket also just to use as a reminder of, you know, what starts with whatever letter. And then I will show you guys the books that we read this week. I had about 3 or 4 books for every day. And then I have them organized. So the first day we did alligators and ants. The second day we did acorns. The third day we did apples. And then the fourth day we did aliens and astronauts. And so I just looked up books and then went to our local library and picked those books up. And I did it ahead of time on the computer so that I could just go in and pick them up. Otherwise it would take me hours to find them. But yeah, I'll just show you the books that we used. I read all the books first. Actually, quick, I should show you, before I show you that, is I should show you our morning calendar that we actually do before we do any of the letter of the week. I have all the letters up here that are Velcro so that we can take them off and talk about them. All the colors right here, or most of them that I could fit. And then the month, which comes off with a Velcro, and then the days of the week. And then we talk about the day of the week and then what number it is, and then she can Velcro it on. And then over here we have 2 little weather calendars that I did. So it has a little safety or paperclip clothespin, and we can change it to whatever it is. Like today it snowed and it's February. And then we can review our numbers here. And then this is a bag with all of the other numbers and months in it that we can put on there. So we do that first. And then the second thing that we do, which, sorry, I'm trying to reach it, is we do our devotions. I read her whatever day it is, and then there's a prayer and a Bible verse in there that we go over. And then we also do another homeschool preschool Bible study that we're going to be starting here in March because I got a new book for her to use, and that one is a little bit more in depth, but we're going to be using that one as well. Okay, so back to the books that I used. There's an Alligator Under My Bed by Mercer Mayer. this book called Ants by Grace Hansen. The Lady with the Alligator Purse, Nadine Bernard Westcott. There's I Want to Be an Astronaut by Byron Barton. I wouldn't recommend this book because there actually turns out to be no words in this book. So it was just pictures. My daughter liked to look at the pictures, but it's not as fun when you don't get to read. This one here, sorry, there's rice everywhere because my daughter was playing in her sensory bin. Even Aliens Need Snacks, and this was a fun alien one so she could see all the different aliens. Then 10 Apples on Top by Dr. Seuss. The Apple Pie Tree, oh there's a bunch of rice, sorry. The Apple Pie Tree by Zoe Hall. 10 Red Apples by Pat Hutchins. Because of an Acorn by Lola Schaefer. From Acorn to Oak Tree, and this is a learning book, Emma Carlson Berner. And Dot and Jabber and the Great Acorn Mystery by Ellen Stoll Walsh. So those are the books that I read. So every day we read 3 books and then we did our activities and kind of went over the letter. So every day we probably only did school for about an hour and a half-ish or so, depending on the projects. But I think it's just enough because my daughter pays attention the whole time. And it gives me a chance to kind of go over everything. And then we can go on with our day and do some other activities. And she plays and stuff. Because our homeschool room is actually half homeschool room, half her playroom. So her toys are on the other half of the room that you don't see. So she then can play after we do school. But everything that I do here, like I said, takes about an hour and a half or so on average. Sometimes, one of the days we were done after an hour, and one of the days it took us about 2 hours because she did a lot of painting and stuff. So anyways, so that is everything. The video's getting a little long now, so I better wrap it up. But that is everything that I have. If you guys want anything else more in depth, I can talk a little bit more about the projects if you want. I'm hoping to do one of these every week so you guys can see all of the projects that we do. I wanted to fill every day up with, you know, I think my goal is to have 4 projects a day. So that way, you know, it fills up some of the time, and plus it reiterates the letter and whatever it is that we're working on. And so about 4 projects a day, and then I try and have about 4 books to read as well. Simple books, nothing too long and too crazy, otherwise I would do less books. But I want to do the books too because I want to keep reading to her as well, and we read every night before we go to sleep too. But these books are specific to whatever letter we're going to be doing. So that is everything that I have for you. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. I hope to kind of give you an overview of what we're going to be doing this year, maybe in another video. We've gotten really behind this year because my daughter was sick, and so we started our homeschool a couple weeks later than I had planned. So we're trying to get back on track. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you next time.